it's so important to tell people what you are not or what you're not going to do, just as important as it is telling them what you are going to do. Because they will have you doing so much beyond your job, and it's like, wait a minute, no, this is not that. Hi, everybody. Welcome and happy Wednesday. Happy Mukbang meeting day. Just kidding. But if you had to work today, if you are one of the corporate girlies / entrepreneurship girlies, I know that life oh too well. I hope you had a great day, if you are. Right now we're about to start a conversation with Brittney, and she is, you know what, I'm not gonna tell you who she is. I'll wait till she comes in because I have to give a thorough introduction for her. But she's a very knowledgeable and fun person. Known her for a while, haven't talked to her in a long time. So this conversation will be exciting for me, for sure. And I think she just joined in. Let's see if we can get her added. And while we do that, I want to definitely shout out the person who made my shirt. So this is a Valentine's Day themed mukbang meeting. So I'm like, bring the Valentine's Day vibes, all of them. I have a little piece over there, but I'm not going to wear it because today was a day. But the shirt is too cute. It's too cute and it's comfy. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
good. How are you?
Good. You look so pretty.
Thank you. You too. I love that shirt. We matching with the red lip. Hold on, let me, because I
Okay.
couldn't see
You
my bed.
already know. You already know. How was your
Yeah.
day?
Ooh, it's been busy. I just got home just in time for this, so I'm super excited.
Good, good. I was just saying, like, today has been a day for me. Like, I wasn't even supposed to be, like, here. I was thinking maybe I could have been, like, in my office or something. But, yeah, I've been feeling way below the weather. So, listen, everybody who's watching, whether you're watching live or you're watching the recap or, like, you know, on YouTube, take care of yourself, okay? I mean, I try my best to take care of myself, but to get sick right now, it's not fun.
Oh,
It's not fun.
yeah.
But that's why I'm grateful for like the virtual stuff that we still can do, you know, because the show still got to go on.
Oh, oh, yeah. And hopefully after this conversation, it'll lift your mood and you'll feel a little bit better.
Yes, yes, for sure. So for those who don't know me, my name is Yane. I'm the owner at Publicist Grind. It's a PR firm here in Philly. We do a lot with entrepreneurs and small businesses and nonprofits. But we just really love the creative field. We love the strategy behind it. That's just what we do. And Brittney Ann, hold on a minute. Let me tell y'all about her. Let me pull up the official bio because I can't miss anything. So, Brittney Ann Cover, an MBA alumna of Eastern University in Pennsylvania, is a dynamic force in the realms of financial literacy and real estate. As an expert, life coach, and author, she's dedicated to empowering parents and teens to forge strong financial foundations and champions millennials on their journey to home ownership. With Orlando, Florida as her home base, Brittney Ann's influence extends far beyond the city limits through her magnetic YouTube videos, social media presence, and insightful written work. She captivates audiences at speaking events and beyond, offering a wealth of inspiration and actionable advice. Join her growing community of motivated individuals seeking financial wellness and lifestyle empowerment by following @CoverB Realtor across all social media platforms. How was that?
Oh,
How was
yes,
that?
you nailed it right on the head.
Okay.
I love that.
But the good part is none of it was made up, okay? So it sounds magnificent, but it was all true. You know what I mean?
Yes, I
So
love that.
it's amazing. First of all, how is Florida? Because the weather here, mm-mm.
Oh, well, it's actually kind of cold in Florida too, so don't be fooled. I'm not in Miami, I'm in Orlando, so The weather is still kind of cool. It can get below 40 degrees in the morning and get to like about 70 in the afternoon. So it's not blazing hot over here either.
Got you. Okay, because you can't tell. Like when you be posting like your cute outfits and stuff, I just be thinking you are living a life in the heat. Okay, because
Oh
it looks like
no.
it. But no, that's nice. So, all right. So it is a mukbang meeting. So did you bring a snack? Did you remember to bring a snack?
Oh yes, come on. I tried a new sushi place, so we're gonna get into this.
Stop it.
I'm being sophisticated bougie because these still cooked. This is one with crab, and then one is a shrimp tempura. So
Ooh,
we're
those are my
gonna
favorite.
try this.
Those are
We're
my
gonna
favorite.
try this.
Have you had them before?
I had the cook. That's why I said I can't really venture off into the rawness yet. So I'm doing a mini sophistication type of thing, and I'm even going to try to use the chopsticks if
Oh,
I
go
can.
ahead. I love that. I'm right there with you though. I don't do the raw sushi either. So I'm with like the California rolls and the shrimp tempura and all of that. So I understand. Trust me.
Yeah.
Now for me, like I said, I wasn't feeling that great. So I'm drinking tea right
Oh,
now.
me too.
This is a sneak peek of something that's coming later on, so I can't show you the cup too much.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, so there's that. And then I have some chocolate covered strawberries.
Ooh, that look good.
Listen, they're my favorite. So I'm gonna try my best to get to them, but I really want to get things working with that tea. So I'm gonna be working on that mostly.
Okay, no problem.
So
I got me some tea too, because I think this is gonna get hot up in here.
I can't. Okay, so I do have a icebreaker question. If you could have dinner with anyone in the business world, who would it be and why?
Okay. This is gonna sound outlandish, but I would definitely want to have dinner with Oprah Winfrey.
That's not outlandish. And I've heard that one. But tell me
Yeah.
your reason why.
Well, my reason why is Oprah went from nothing to something. She's like one of the first Black billionaires that's a female, you know? She came from a poverty-stricken place, and, now she's like one of the richest women in America. So I
Yeah,
want to have that Oprah energy. Please and
exactly.
thank you.
Exactly. And I know some people have their things, to say about her, but like the success doesn't lie. She made it. She made it for sure. And I love how she does give back to people.
Yes. My celebrity makeup artist want me to have dinner with her. I'll take you out, girl.
Well, listen, I hope one day that works, okay?
Uh-huh.
For me, I would want to have dinner with what's her name? Holly Bailey.
Okay.
So, and I say it for this reason, right?
Okay, let me hear.
She did have like a recent like spark in popularity. Now she's already been famous for a while, but just having those like real historic roles like The Little Mermaid and stuff like
Oh, yeah.
that, and then The Color Purple. Like I just want to see how she's handling this spark of like being famous and like having her business like really rock it. So like honestly, I think that she's doing a great job with keeping her life private. And I think that that is like a major thing for me is like when you are, especially like, doing your business online, you don't want to show everything. And I think it should be normalized to keep some things private so everybody doesn't know all of your business and, just keeping a healthy like work-life balance. And I like that about her. So I think that's the reason why I would just want to ask some questions about that, because they give her a lot of hate for her just keeping her own privacy. So I would love to ask, questions about that mostly. Wait, did you use the chopsticks? You used the chopsticks? I missed
I
it.
did, but I don't want to be embarrassed and show y'all how I used them.
No, we watch it next time.
But that was one thing when you said that, because to be honest with you, in high school, I knew of who you were, but in my mind, you always came off quiet to me.
I
So it's like,
was. I was growing up the entire time. Yes, I was.
And I'm like, okay, now I see you on social media with, some people that we went to school with. And I'm like, she don't really look that quiet anymore.
So, little story about that. Growing up, and I don't know if my mom was watching this or not, but if she is, Mom, you embarrass me. That's all I'm saying. Because growing up, I really did not talk. Like, I didn't speak up. I was very timid. She used to try to force me to make friends, and I'm like, I don't want friends. Like, leave me alone. So that's why, like, go ahead, we're watching. But that's why, I don't know. Like, to be honest, I shock myself sometimes, even being in the communications field, because like it wasn't my strong suit growing up. That's probably why I have so much to say now, because back then I just held it all in. So I'm probably just like exploding at this point. But yeah, so you weren't wrong. I was very quiet. Even up, through my high school years, I was. Yep.
Okay, sweet. That's why when you gave me this, told me about this topic, I'm like, this is right up the right alley. And, I want to chat and reconnect because, and I know we're going to get closer into this topic, but I really have a lot to say because, when I look at your page and I see that you still are connected with some people from our high school, I'm like, well, I'm not still connected with nobody from high school. Like, why did I not choose the right friend group? Like,
No.
what was wrong with
No.
me?
And do not think that. Do not think that, because like you really did a major thing. Like you moved away like kind of far. But like you did what was best for you. And to be honest, like even though you may see people, and that's the thing that we're gonna talk about, like, with relationships and stuff, it's like you never know like where those people fit in to like my life or whoever life you're looking at online. Like you just really don't know, because pictures don't say a lot. They say some things, but it does make you think like, wait a minute, like what's going on with me? But no, it's not that. And I do have my notes here on my phone. That's why I keep looking down. So we can jump into the first question. How do you identify someone that is part of your circle?
Okay, that's a really good question. How do I identify someone that's a part of my circle? And to be honest with you, even though I'm like outspoken and, and I don't think I was always this way. I used to be like outspoken with people that I knew personally and didn't really, be outspoken with people that I didn't know. But currently, I don't really have like a circle. And if I did have a circle of people, they would have to be business minded, on their grind, finding their purpose in life, wanting to be healed of like, traumas that they might have faced, good energy, self-aware. Like those are the type of people, because, and I know I don't want to go ahead of the conversation,
It's okay.
but soon, like I realized that, you know, your circle is very personal, like, because I'm learning to guard myself, and not allow everybody in, because there's different layers to your circle. You have your inner circle, that people that's closer to you. Then you got an outer layer, like that's people that's not that close, but they close enough. And then you got people outside of that that's like kind of like strangers or associates. So it's like you got to learn how to put people in different categories. And at first, I didn't really know how to do that. I just meet someone and I'm like, they instantly in my circle and I'm like pouring into them. And then out of nowhere, I start feeling drained because no one was pouring back into me. So now I'm like, okay, I'm learning how to create a circle where we could pour into each other, like business wise, emotionally wise, spiritually wise. So when I create that circle, that's how I would want it to be.
I love that. So yeah, and the thing is, I think we've all been there where we want to bring people into our circle because they were like nice to us, or like it seemed like we clicked really fast or something like that. But and then things happen, and then you find out which areas to put people in. And you know, it's okay because especially with the businesses that we have to network a lot, and we do keep a lot of relationships with a lot of people. You know, but I think for me, my circle is it consists of people who are my support system. You did a great job. Look at that.
Oh,
Yes, I saw you.
oh, I got hyped to even the things that
You did a great job, and it looked like you were holding them the traditional way.
I tried. I gave up, but then I looked at the comments and I tried
Yes,
again.
and before I finish, yes, the comments I did see that when you were talking. So, Touched by Whitney TD says, "Girl, you better know how to use those chopsticks the way you showed off for your birthday." What was you doing for your birthday?
If you go on my page, I dressed up like an Asian. Like
You
I had
sure
chopsticks in
did.
my hair.
I did see that, and that was so cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did a good job with it. And my mom, she's watching. She said, "Yes,
Yes,
I'm watching."
Mom, I love it.
Yeah, you embarrassed me, but it's okay. It's all right because I guess it worked out. I kind of internalized some of the things that you said because I don't know how I got here. But the people in my inner circle are people that are like my support system, and I can also be their support system because you know, like friendships and things like that. It's not just one sided. It's not just one way. So that is one thing that I try so hard to focus on because you can find yourself pouring into people too much and then you're drained or like you're burnt out and then you wonder like why are people doing me wrong or is something wrong with me, you know. So you do try to pay attention to that because you want to keep the right people in your circle, you know. So do you have any new products, a new service? What's exciting right now?
Ooh, okay. Well, I have a lot going on. For one, I'm right here on my desk. I have my book, My Home Ownership Testimony Journal and Planner. It's on Amazon and on my website. I self-published this book. I have my own EIN. And I'm in the works of writing another book that's going to be for the millennials and talking about all of the mistakes that I've made in my 20s because this is my last year of my 20s. I know it's not good to talk about your age, but you know, this is my last year of my 20s, and it's certain things that I wish that I would have did differently, you know, but I didn't really have the guidance and knowledge that I do now. Like educationally, I would have took more opportunities, but I was, you know, balancing work and going to school. So I didn't make friends in college and I didn't get to know professors like I should have. And open myself up to opportunities and you know just with love and relationships and you know learning the boundaries that we were talking about with family because after I became an adult I'm like wow this is my family dysfunctional real bad and I didn't know that you know it was dysfunction but you know when you a child you don't you know they say stay in a child place so you don't really know what's going on in the adult world till you actually become an adult and you're like wow people are making bad decisions and bad choices and I want to be different. I don't want to follow that path. So that's just a tangent on my new book that I'm writing. But I'm also on YouTube now, wanting to, you know, shell out more inspirational videos to millennial home buyers, helping them with their income so they can have a better outcome of life, encouraging them on home ownership because that's, you know, one of the ways to wealth. Even though this real estate market isn't as favorable as it has been in the past, but I'm still giving advice to millennials, especially on commitment. You know, we are so committed to our work, but we aren't looking to be committed in relationships. And in this society now, it's okay to, you know, have a boyfriend, have a girlfriend, be a sugar baby, or all of these things. But people aren't talking about marriage and talking about really being in love and being in real partnership. And I believe that's where the wealth and the foundation starts. And then I have like events coming up. I do plan events. Like me and Touched by Whitney, we are planning a Galentine's Day event in Florida. We're gonna get some girls together and do vision boards and stuff like that. And I do public speaking. So I have a lot going on. People call me a Jane of all trades because I really do enjoy doing a lot of stuff, and I do it pretty well. I've been a professional for a while, even before I graduated college. I started off in the banking industry. And I became a banker at the age of 20 while I was in college, and I continued to be in banking and moved up the ranks in banking. Actually, one of your clients used to be one of my clients, TC Unlimited. I opened up her bank accounts at PNC Bank, and you probably asked her, she might remember me. But, I helped service her. So, just being a professional, putting my best foot forward and doing the best that I can with everything that I do. So, just, follow me. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube and everything and stay updated with what I got going on, because I'm always going to have something going on. My businesses aren't flourishing the way that I would like them to, but I'm not giving up, because with business, being a business owner, people think that you're going to go into business and, get money and get clients right away, because social media make you think that everybody is so successful and they have all of these clients, which it could be true sometimes, but sometimes people fabricate it and they don't show the struggles of when they don't have any money, and they don't really tell the truth about what they really have going on, because they want the internet to make them, think that they have, it's just a trick of the mind. And I take pride in being honest and truthful. I don't want to trick anyone or manipulate anyone. I like to build my foundation and my business on ethics. So, I got a lot going
Listen,
on.
listen, I can listen to you talk all night long, because like you are preaching to me. Like
Yeah.
everything that you're saying is just like resonating. So I just feel like I got so much to say, but I'm gonna try to make it real small. But
Okay, go ahead,
like
please.
no, but first of all, everybody check her book out. Check her book out. Look at it on Amazon. Because there's so many people, especially millennials, that are trying to buy homes right now. And the fact that you tailor to millennials is great, because we have a different kind of struggle. Like I'm not saying the other generations don't, but at least you understand what we're going through firsthand. So that's definitely an advantage for us. So like you were talking about having a banking background, and I also have a banking background. And when I tell you, like, you will see certain businesses online and they look like they are flourishing and taking off and just doing the thing, okay? But the accounts do not reflect the same. They do not reflect the same. So it's like you cannot, and I know we hear this a lot on different, like videos and stuff, but you cannot let what you see like influence you or make you feel like I'm not doing well enough. You can't do that, because when I tell you, like, the pictures don't show what they should show most of the time. Like, people are just out here making it look good. They are.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something else that you said. But all in all, like, you have the right idea for us. And then also, one thing I wanted to say to you directly is, like, because I mean, we all had that same struggle to some extent, where it's like, what am I doing? And like you were saying, like, you didn't connect to your professors and things like that in college, and things you wish you would have done differently. And for me, I did connect with my professors. One of my professors is actually my mentor now. But when I was in college, I went to Temple University, and a lot of my peers, they were all getting internships, and like things were just taking off for them as they were in school. I could not land one internship. And I think a lot of time, like what my struggle was during that time of my life, I think I just had trouble trying to take tests and I guess interview, because I wasn't confident in myself. So I would always just like panic, and then just mentally it just wouldn't come together then. So I wasn't able to get the stuff that they were getting. So I was forced to just create my own business. Like I was forced to create Publicist Grind. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to make this thing happen in college. I had no other choice because I'm like, I want to build my experience. How else am I going to do that? So, I mean, I feel like your journey is just as good as anybody else's, and we always got to remind ourselves of that, because even like some days I'm like, wait a minute, this is moving too slow. I was doing this same task 2 years ago, like, you know. So I mean, I feel that sometimes. I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know, people go into business and they end up getting over leveraged. They end up taking out loans. It's most of the time on their personal credit,
Yeah,
because on the internet they make it seem like
yeah.
it's so easy to get business credit. That is false. It's not easy to get business credit. You're going to have to personal guarantee it. You're going to have to
Mhm.
use your own social,
Mhm.
regardless of what they saying on the
The
internet.
internet says
You
so
pay.
much. The internet sent so many people out for those PPP loans. They sent
Oh,
them out
I did get my
for
PPP
they
loan. I
sent them
don't
out for
know
all
about nobody
types of
else. I
stuff.
got mine.
They sent them out for
IRS
all
don't
types of
come
stuff.
look for me though.
Listen, they were teaching people how to do fraud, okay?
Well, some people legitly didn't have
No, yeah, no, you're right. But I'm
businesses.
saying like
Oh
some other
yeah.
cases.
Oh yeah. No, for sure, for sure.
Because one thing about finance is like it's specific to you. Like you can't follow everybody's advice. It works for some people but not for others. And it's okay for some people but not for others. So like you can't just listen to somebody's advice and say, oh, you know what, that sounds like I'm gonna go do that tomorrow. You gotta evaluate a whole lot before you go making those moves.
Oh yeah.
Gonna be in
Oh
prison
yeah.
tomorrow, okay?
And that's why some people start and they fail.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing I wanted to mention,
Mm-hmm.
just side note, I was talking about my shirt, but I don't think I said who made it. So that's a huge thing. The person who made my Valentine's Day shirt, you guys, for those who just joined, is Spilling Tea Designs Co. So her name on Instagram is Spilling without the G, Tee like T-shirt, Designs with the S, Co. She makes a lot of different types of t-shirts and sweatshirts, and even the bags for your beloved Stanley cups. So if y'all want those, you want to go check her out, okay? Because her stuff is so nice. All right, so let's see what we have next. The next thing, okay, so normally what I would have done was reach out to my followers and say, hey, submit some questions, but I did not do that this time. I came up with these questions myself. So we're just going to navigate through these next 3 questions together. How do you know that you are keeping the wrong company? Like, what's something that you feel or you experience that makes you, like, you know, that tells you, like, no, this is not it. This is not your person.
Okay, let's get into it. So, as you know, I'm from Philadelphia, and moving to Florida, uh, I had to get plugged in somehow. And I was talking to a counselor at the time, and she was like, you have to get out and go to places, find like a group. And I'm like, well, how am I find a group? I don't know anyone. All I know is people from my job, and that's it. And they older than me, and they're not the same race as me. So I started to go to Eventbrite, and I started going. One thing I do love and appreciate about Orlando, and I don't know if Philly is like this yet, but you can go on Eventbrite and find a networking event every day of the week. Like, it's very business oriented here. So anyway, I don't want to put it too much out here, but I went into different groups and, you know, met up with different women and different organizations, and being as though I'm just who I am, you know, I was just being myself, and some people aren't aware of who they are. So when you come in the room and you're being yourself and you're being a light, and you know, you just walking in, you just doing you. And
Yeah.
people do
Yeah.
not like that. Like I started to notice, like, women getting envious because they don't know how to dialogue like this. They don't know how to have small talk. They don't know how to handle business like when it comes to like banking, and they just don't have certain knowledge. And instead of them saying, "Hey girl, I like how you do this. Can you show me this?" They'll start acting funny. They start doing side stuff, and it's just like, is this really necessary? You know what I mean? And then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you're inviting me back to your group, but it's like a backhanded compliment. It's like you're showing me niceness, but your actions is doing the whole opposite.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this is crazy. I'm like, at this grown age, I'm starting to, make friends as an adult, and
Oh, it's
it's
hard.
hard.
It's
It's
hard.
hard. It's hard making friends as an adult,
You gotta
because
have the same intentions, and
yeah, and people are stuck in their ways. So then when you meet a new person, it's like, okay, you get to meet them once or twice, and then afterwards you're like, wow, I start recognizing something about this person. I wonder if they know this about themselves, because people that's probably around them probably afraid to tell them, or they're
yeah.
handling them, or just being around them because they knew them for a while.
And
But you
I also think like people who sometimes we look at like, I wonder if they know they are like this. I think that they learn certain things based off of their past experiences, and there are people out there for them. Like it's just probably not me. And I've learned to be okay with that, because I might go somewhere and somebody might say, that Yane girl, she is crazy. I don't know what's going on with her, and as bad as I don't want to believe that, somebody somewhere could be saying that. I might not be somebody's cup of tea, but that's why it's you have to really go into these things guarded, and not guarded where you can't exchange, but just, I guess, not be so fast to let people into your circle, because like I said, I have done that. But just learn how to pick up on different behaviors from them, and then just move them accordingly, because I do think that everybody is good for something. I do think so. It's just that everybody can't be your friend, or everybody can't be your business partner, or everybody just can't, just be around you in general. But we learn as we go. We learn as we go.
and that's good that you just brought that up. I noticed that sometimes you have to separate friendship from business. Like when you're doing business with someone, sometimes it's hard to make that division between me and you being friends and me and you doing business. And it starts to be a fine line. Then it's like, okay, it may be a business move that you want to make, but now you're afraid because it's like, okay, this is my friend. You can't you can't compromise your business for a friendship sometimes. So it's just
Yeah,
gotta know how
yeah.
to manage
But
it.
too, like with my brand, this is something I was so serious about in the beginning when I was trying to figure out what kind of brand I want to be and what kind of feel I want my clients to have and stuff like that. I treat all of my partners and my clients like family. And that doesn't mean I tell them everything and like they're all at my house for Thanksgiving, but at least they feel like they could be,
Right.
like they feel like they can trust me. Because my thing is, when I say treat people like family, I mean like I treat you with the utmost respect, and I let you know like that I am a person behind the PG stuff and behind the Instagram lives and stuff. Like, I'm a real person just like you. I experience things just like you. And just giving them that authenticity, I think, is just really what I try to do with everybody that I meet, because that's important to me. I don't like I can't I cannot tolerate personally, like, I guess, like, fake interactions. Now we all have to learn small talk to some extent, but I really like to get to know why people have the businesses that they have and what made you want to do this, and like how can I help, or where can we relate. Like I don't know why, but my mind just works that way. So if we're walking around each other and we see each other every day, but we keep saying, oh, how the Eagles doing, and how's the weather, and how was your weekend, and that's how far we go. Whew, that will get under my skin. It will after a while.
I totally agree with you, and I'm like that as well. And I think it kind of has to do with that banking background because I really love that foundation that I built with that career because it really teach you that sales isn't about selling, it's about creating a relationship. And business is about relationships. And relationships is you got to get to know each other. It has to be intimate. And then once you get to know that person, you can offer them the product or service you have. But
Mm-hmm.
some people don't know about relationship building. So they just get on and they just pitch whatever they have. They don't even ask you nothing. They don't even get to know anything about you. And it's like, wow, if you would have just took some time to get to know me first and tailor that offer to my
Mm-hmm.
needs, you
Mm-hmm.
would have probably had a better outcome of selling your product to me versus you just giving me a generic whatever spiel that you have. And this, I'm not saying that wouldn't work. It could work if you put it in front of multiple people,
Yeah.
but if you really want people to come back and return to your business and refer other people to you, you have to have that intimacy, that one-on-oneness. Like you said, not being too intimate where they knowing if your boyfriend cheating on you or all of that, but intimate enough to know like, okay, I'm getting married, or I got kids, or this is
Yeah.
my favorite color, just on the surface type of level type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. That's a real thing. So the next one is the key to great business relationships is communication. Communication is key in all relationships. Same with business relationships. How do you prioritize your client communication?
What I'm learning now with client communication is like we've been talking about all along this whole life is setting boundaries because I
Mm-hmm.
recognize I would talk to people about real estate and then they would call me up and say, hey, I'm ready, can we go see this house and this house? And then it's like, hold up, wait a second, that's not how it worked. Are you really even ready to buy? Have you been pre-qualified? Do you even know what you can afford? Like just because we are familiar with one another doesn't mean that I'm an order taker and I'm gonna do whatever you tell me to do. Now I've set like systems in place where now, like if you ask me, that you tell me that you're ready to buy. Now I'm like, okay, have you filled out my buyer intake form? Now that way I have a timeline. I know what areas you want to look at. What's your timeline? Do you have a lease? Like now I have an idea of what's going on. Then we can have a conversation and then we can go out and see whatever you want to see if you qualify for that. So just setting that barrier and setting up expectations and not just letting them just walk all over me and do things, because at the end of the day when you do that is no end result. So it's just like setting systems in place, you identifying what you need, and then I can deliver that for you.
Right. And boundaries is right on point with me too. I had to set boundaries. But for me, it was more so like boundaries with my schedule. So people would try to so in PR a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times they'll have you fill out like a client consultation form and stuff like that, which I do have too. But I don't let that be my very first way of them interacting with me. I like to, just let them know, like I say always, let them know I'm a real person. I say hello, we talk on the phone or something like that. And they might get to the form a little later, just so I can understand a little bit more about them in a structured way. But like, they used to get so comfortable with knowing that I'm a real person that they would just call me, which is fine in some cases, especially if that is your actual client. But like, when it comes to like prospects and like people like that, you have to make sure they know like what your office hours are, because I would get phone calls at like 8 o'clock on the weekend, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's too far. So, just making those things very clear from the beginning. And another thing that I learned this year is like, how you'll have like contracts or agreements or something. It's so important to tell people what you are not, or what you're not going to do, just as important as it is telling them what you are going to do. Because they will have you doing so much beyond your job, and it's like, wait a minute, no, this is not that.
I totally agree. One thing about real estate, and you can set your hours too, but people, it's such a big purchase. People will be texting you 2 o'clock in the morning, worried about, their deal or whatever the case may be.
I
And
can see that, yeah.
yeah, you can address it whenever you get a chance. And my biggest thing, to be honest with you, is really building a rapport with someone. So that way we respect each other. You respect my business. I don't really, when I decided that I wanted to go into real estate, my goal wasn't to work with people that I didn't know personally. My goal was like, okay, I meet someone, get to know them, and then if they want my services, then we could go ahead and go forward. Because I recognized when I worked with people that I didn't know, they would say things, do things, and they did not care. They didn't care about me. They cared about whatever I had to, open this door for me. I want to see this house. Not like, okay, they value my opinion. They value my input. We are working together as a team. So I don't really care to work with people that really don't know me and respect me as a business professional.
And a lot of people who do work with people that they don't know, those are people who are in the business to like make a sale right then and there on the spot when they meet somebody. Because if you're in it for the long haul and you really love what you do and you want quality results, like, you have to know that person, because there's no other way. Like, otherwise you're just giving me anything. You're just trying to sell me anything. So if you really are trying to get to know your person, your client, your prospect, your customer, it might not be the very first time you meet them. It might not be that first conversation, but you have to be okay with that, because a relationship is something that builds over time. It might not build the first time you meet somebody and say hello when you're trying to get that sale or whatever it may be. So yeah. All right. So our last question is, how do you measure success in your business relationships? That's a tough one. That's a tough one, because it's like, it's not one way to measure it. This one I didn't think about. The other ones I did look at ahead of time, but I'm like, this one,
That's a good one.
I think if you can really tap into a person, about multiple things. Now, when you have somebody that you are working with, and you can only go to them when you're working with them, like on their project or your project or whatever that relationship was about, that's not, I mean, that's a business relationship, but like, if you can go to them beyond that, or for advice later, or y'all can refer other people or something like that, I think that is a very good relationship, when you can do more than what you just met that person for.
I would say for me, how I measure success, and I've been learning this, is just to celebrate small wins. Like if someone come, like, okay, if you landed a small gig or something, let's go out to eat. It's your birthday, let's go celebrate. Oh, you got a new client, let's do something fun. That's how I measure success, because it's like sometimes, and I was like this for a long time, like when my birthdays used to come around, I used to be sad on my birthdays for years, and or when I got successful in something, like when I graduated college, or when I got a new job, or when I closed on a deal, I just would brush it off and say, let's go on to the next one, because this isn't my ultimate goal. But now I'm learning, like, it's okay to celebrate, small wins. It's okay, like, even if I just wrote a chapter in my book. Girl, what you doing? I wrote a chapter in my book. I feel
Yeah.
like going for a walk in the park, or
Yeah.
I feel like going to get my nails done, or let's go for a facial. I did something small. Like, I should be able to celebrate that little thing. And if you have someone that's willing to go and do those small things with you, I think that that's a success, because
Mm-hmm.
you'll have people that see you winning on a smaller scale, but in their eyes it's like, okay, I see her winning little small. I hope she don't get to where I'm at. I hope she don't get no more bigger wins. Like,
Yeah,
she don't need to do
that's
nothing.
dangerous.
Yeah,
That's
she don't
dangerous.
need to do nothing else, because some of the conversations that I have or had in the past with people, I know people probably think like, this girl is crazy, because the way I think is like, I can have it all. I can have $1 billion. I can be like Oprah. I can get on a jet. I can have a private yacht. I can have that Birkin bag and the red bottoms, and I can spend money like it's water and live
And 10
my life.
Stanley cups.
Yes, I can. What, I don't care about a cup, but I'll get a cup if I want a cup. I'll give my money away to the poor and travel the world. Like, that's just how I think. And if people are along the road with me to celebrate me, small steps, when my big steps come, you're going to come right along with me. But if you can't celebrate me in the small things, you can't be with me when the big things
Yeah.
come.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just makes it a little hard though, like, because I agree, I do. But then, like, I have really good friends who also don't, like, fully understand business either. So, like, they don't really know how to help with certain things, or, like, things that was, like, unless I state it and say, like, oh, this was really huge for me, they might not get it. They're like, oh, it was just this. So just also having those people that just understand, like, that's a really good business and personal relationship.
Exactly. And sometimes you're like, I'm in that same position too. You're not going to get sometimes people that understand. That's why I heavily invest in myself. I get coaching, I get
Mhm.
counseling, I go to church, because I need that community of people. They may not be in my personal life, but they can celebrate me on a different level than a friend can. And you, like we were talking about, being able to separate things, because everybody can't be everything to
Yeah.
you. So you have to have different people that encourage you, because if I was to wait for certain people that I'm friends with or close with to boost me up on my business, I would probably never do nothing with my business, because you know they not pushing me to do that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, if I get this life coach that specializes in business, even though I'm paying them, they holding me accountable, they pushing me, and they telling me keep going, I'm doing a good job, even when
Hmm.
I feel like I'm looking like a fool making these videos and nobody's not really liking them. But guess what,
Yes.
they gonna keep promoting me to do it, and one day I may be very successful in these videos that's very embarrassing to put out, to be honest
Listen,
with you.
I know what that feel like. I do. And like Kanene down here said, it's nice to have a different community of people to help keep you grounded.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, yeah, we do have friends and family, but we can't force them to be like our business coach and stuff. Like, so like you said, you got to get the person for the job. You
Oh
got to get
yes,
the,
you sure
or you
do.
might stress your good little friends out.
Yeah, and
Like,
be honest with you, your family and like the friends that you may have had for a long time is the ones that can, bring you down, because they don't want, they just so used to the old you. And when they
Oh,
see
yeah.
you evolving into a new you, it's like, oh girl, you changed, or you're not
Yeah.
my sister anymore. I don't know you anymore. So you want me to be the same sister that I was? You want me to be the same little baby that I was? I can't evolve into a grown woman and do grown woman things. I can't create wealth for myself and live a
I'm ready to throw
prosperous
my
life.
shit.
Like, I can't have what I want because you made the bad decision, and you can
Mm,
still change it around and still do what I'm doing and join the train, but you too afraid to go ahead and get started. A
yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
people got a business down inside of them. A lot of people got a gift inside of them that they can bring to the world, even if they're not getting paid. The experiences you may have had, you may have been through trauma and you overcame that trauma. Now, why don't you come out and tell your story? Because it's somebody else
Mm-hmm.
that went through that trauma, and they would probably see your face or hear your voice and resonate with you, and now they can overcome the
Yep.
same thing that you overcame. And that's even a better feeling than money sometimes, just knowing that you really changed and impacted someone's life.
Oh my gosh. Please stop it. Please. No, but seriously, I can't wait to watch this back because I'm gonna take some notes for myself, okay?
Oh yeah.
Uh Renee, we are supposed to
Oh
elevate. Yes. Yes, we
yeah,
are.
for
Yes, we
sure.
are.
For
Hi,
sure.
everybody that's just joining. We're just getting to the end, but we just had a amazing conversation about business relationships and some about personal relationships. This is going to be posted on my page, and it's also going to be added to my YouTube channel later. So if you missed this one, no, don't worry. Don't worry. You'll see the link to watch it again later. But yes, everything you said is it. Like, and it's just so much we have to navigate and think about and weigh out and juggle. Like, so it could be tough, but like these reminders every once in a while, that's what keeps us all going. So
It's
I thank you for everything you've been sharing because it's on point.
yes, it sure do. And just one last thing, like I just really do, like I have to say it again, I really do appreciate just connecting, because I'm like, wow, I can't believe I've been out of high school for 10 years.
Stop it! Don't
It's,
say that.
isn't that crazy? It felt like it was just yesterday. I feel like I just thank the Lord that I still feel youthful. Like I still feel like I'm that same youthful person,
Yeah,
but just with a job, and I'm an adult now.
yeah.
And I'm like, wow, what would I would probably be so much different in high school if I had this mentality. Even though I had a mentality, business mentality in high school, prior to this, but it's like, wow, if I really just knew my boundaries, and maybe if I would have stepped out of my comfort zone. Because when I came to girls high, the reason why I came to girls high is because people from my middle school was going to girls high. That wasn't really my first choice. I didn't really know where I wanted to go to high school, and I was nervous about it
Yeah,
being all girls.
yeah. Me
And
too.
when I did get there, I already knew people, so I was already in my comfort zone. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't really get to stretch as much as I wanted to, because I stayed within that comfort zone of knowing these particular people.
Yeah,
So now that I moved to Florida, it's like I'm having a high school experience again, because I'm forced to actually meet new people when I
yeah.
didn't really get the opportunity to meet new people. I did meet people, but not on a scale that I wanted to. So I'm just really happy to reconnect
Yeah, I'm glad that
and
you joined and we
chit
did
chat.
connect. You still there? Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I thought you were speaking. But no, I am happy that you joined and you did connect with me because we will continue talking for sure.
Oh,
And that's one thing that I know that you know. my business, like the name of it. And a lot of people, I realized recently, a lot of people pronounce it so wrong. They think it's publicist. They think it's so many different things. And I'm like, it's just publicist. I just spell it with an SIS because sisterhood is just the theme of my life. And it has always been, even before I went to Girls High, because it was just so many women that just poured into me and just spoke life over me and stuff like that. So that's why I stick to that so heavily. But I know you know what that's like. And even though a lot of us that went to that school are not in communication with each other and things like that, deep down we all know what the sisterhood is about. And like we all value it in one way or another. Whether we admit it or not. We do. So yeah, I'm happy that you joined. So thank you so much. And I have one last thing I wanted to try to talk about is so my audience on my platforms, most of them are business owners and creatives and just people who just do a lot of great things. So one of the main reasons why I started the Mukbang meeting is to kind of like uncover those things for the people that I know personally and to reach out to those other people to see how you can collab or link, or is there anything you can provide to them, or is it something that you need in your business and your brand that maybe you're just having trouble looking for, but I know there's a person out there for it. Like, is there anything?
Well, I can provide a lot of value. You know, if you are looking to publish a book, I published a book from a start to beginning and have the tools and necessary things to help you publish your book correctly. Because even if you look me up on Google, I show up as an author. And some people go on Amazon and because it was the new trend and, you know, upload their book and they don't know the back steps of really going about how to publish it on the rights to your book. So I can help people with that. I can help people be qualified for home ownership and they don't have to be in Florida. That can be nationally. I do, you know, I help you prepare with that. You'll get a copy of my book and we'll, you know, talk and discover what your home ownership needs are. You know, I do couple counseling, you know, helping couples identify if they're financially matched, you know,
Oh
because
yeah. Oh
it don't
yeah.
make sense if your credit score is 750 and his credit score is 600 because I'm not
Mhm.
putting everything in my name. Like
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
got it all messed up.
Mhm.
You know, and you know, you just gotta go on my page and see all of the things that I offer is a lot, but what I would like, you know, is to build a community of people. So, you know, I want people to come over to my page, follow me. I want to be a part of more speaking engagements, getting on more lives and sharing more value with people. And yeah, just
Well,
wanting
I
to
can
get
definitely
out and
help you with that part
yeah,
for sure.
get out and
And
network.
tell them what your Instagram name is again.
Culver B Realtor on
Yeah, so please
all
guys,
social
and
media
yeah,
platforms.
yes, and I know I say guys a lot, but please, ladies and gents, make sure you follow her and just stay tuned on my page for the replay of this live. And thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
So we will see you guys later. And Brittany, and we'll be talking. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
no problem.
All right. Well, have a
You
good
too.
night.
Bye.